My name's Alphonzo Rawls. I've been skating for 35 years. I'm from San Diego, California. I was playing basketball at a local schoolyard when up came rolling three guys on skateboards, one of them being Adrian Domain. And I was just so amused by what they were doing. And so it just kind of stopped us in our tracks. After a while, built up the courage to ask Adrian Domain if I could ride his skateboard for a while. And so he obliged. And that moment pretty much changed my life. I mean, that moment helped to shape everything that I do today, here 35 years later. For the most part, the community that I was around really was supportive of skateboarding. Back then, the face of skateboarding wasn't as diverse as it is today, and so I think that just in looking at me aesthetically, being a tall black guy, I think most people expected me to be a basketball player or something like this, but that never was my interest. After I was introduced to skateboarding, that kind of really absorbed me and has become a part of everything I've done. In my own little bubble, I didn't really experience racism as much as I did when I got sponsored and I got to see more of the world. Once I started kind of traveling and seeing stuff beyond my local scene, that's kind of when I saw racism kind of rear its head. So in 1990, I had a skateboard part for 8th Street Skateboards, and the song that we chose for that part was Don't Call Me Nigger.
Don't call me nigger, Berrics. Don't call me Berrics.
It was a cover song for Sly and the Family Stone, and pretty captivating song, especially at that time. And so it really had an impact on me and my outward representation, I guess you would say, as a skateboarder and what I represented. You know what I mean? It kind of put me as the face of anti-racism. It's something that I carry with me today that I'm proud of.
When you're racist, I said my love will destroy you.
I'm drawn to all things creative, and I felt like skateboarding, especially at the time, was such a blank canvas in regards to kind of what you can do and everything. So I was more inspired by the limitless possibilities that skateboarding provided me. So 30 years later, I'm still working in the industry as a graphic designer and a footwear designer, and I couldn't be happier with the choice that I made. So, well, Everybody Skates actually started as just kind of my own personal creative expression that, was attached to the things that I liked the most, skateboarding, popular culture, and stuff like that. And so it's humor through my lens, and it all started with me photoshopping other celebrities skateboarding. I did one with Michael Jackson doing a method and a few other ones, and, got a really good response. And I really quickly started getting requests for people to, turn my designs into t-shirts. And so one thing led to another, and a brand was born. And so here's a design that I released for Black History Month. And I have a strong admiration for Peanut Brown growing up, being one of the only black vert skateboarders of that era. I wanted to create a limited product for him. And so this is what I came up with. To explain the creative vision behind this was to parody the Jason Jesse graphic. You know how you had Poseidon sitting, in his throne, and it was an ocean scene. Instead of Poseidon, this is Huey Newton, with a Black Panther sitting there, and what some are describing as the screaming hand, with clamped into a fist. So this is one of the designs I'm proudest of at the moment. Everybody Skates has been some of my most fun, creative times in my career, I think I'm experiencing now. It's awesome because it's like, it takes a lot of work, but when you love what you're doing, it's hardly work at all. I think the differences that we see today in regards to racism is the gift and the curse, I guess, of social media, right? I think a lot of awareness is kind of being brought towards racism, and I feel like change is being made. I feel like the movement has really done quite a bit to raise awareness as to what's going on. Getting people to understand, hey, this shit ain't right. Like, let's fight against this shit. If for nothing else, I feel like raising awareness gets the majority of the population to kind of understand what the struggles are. And as these people learn and grow and evolve into positions of influence, hopefully they can have a positive influence. With the Black Lives Movement being as big as it is, that's due to people educating yourself. And these days, information just for about anything is accessible right there in your hands. So it's like you've got to be responsible to educate yourself and understand what's really going on. And when I say that, it's like don't just take one person's advice or view on something and run with it. It's like thoroughly research it if you want to understand it. Even look at what might be the opposing view and kind of understand. You know what I mean? That's, there's a lot of information out there. It's not all right. It's up to you to kind of decipher through what's right and what's wrong.